Yo, what's up YouTube? Hope y'all doing well and having a good day. It's your boy Xombat coming back with another guide. Today I'm going to be doing Noob Saibot guide because last video I did ask on the sector guide video if you guys wanted a Noob Saibot guide, and a lot of you said yes, so here we are. I hope a lot of you did enjoy that last video. I got a lot of comments saying the guide helped out, so I'm glad that format helped you out. So I'm definitely going to be going that format from the guide starting, you know, from the sector video and on. So definitely glad you guys enjoyed that guide, and today we're going to be covering Noob Saibot. So definitely let's get to it. Who y'all been playing in the DLC, by the way? Just let me know in the comments so I can see who y'all rocking with. But yeah, let's get into covering Noob. So Noob, right off the bat, if I want to describe his playstyle, he can kind of play in every range, to be honest. Like, Noob is very, like, he's very what's the word, capable of playing in every range. Like, he has a decent you know, full screen game. He has a good mid screen game. I'd say his strength, if you want to ask me where he really excels at, is like mid screen and close range. So, like, here Noob I feel like is really good. And the way I've been describing Noob to a lot of people when they've been asking me how he feels, I definitely have been saying, like, he feels to me like Raiden, like a better Raiden. Like, Raiden, if you guys know how Raiden plays now, Raiden is, the whole gimmick with Raiden is hit you with forward 4, you know, his low string, or his overhead back 2, and then you mix it up with grabs, and, you know, Raiden has amazing pokes, amazing anti-airs. Like, Raiden is just a very good character in neutral, and just every aspect of the game Raiden plays decently well. Noob to me feels like that, but with a lot of extra tools and a better properties on basically what Raiden does. So I'll definitely get to explaining that, but yeah, I definitely think Noob is a great character. Like, if you want to ask me my order of what the tiers are of the characters so far, I'd definitely say I think Cyrax is number 1, and Sector and Noob are, I think Sector and Noob are tied. Like, people have Noob as the worst. I don't think he's, I think Noob is really good. Like, I'm not even joking. And I hope by the end of this guide I'm able to kind of explain to you why I think he's really good. So yeah, let's just get straight to it. So right off the bat, you know, we gotta start the strings. Let's just go button by button. So Noob is a bit different than most characters. Most characters stand 1, that's their fastest button, right? So, you know, stand 1 is typically your fastest jab. Noob is different. His stand 1 is 9 frames actually. His stand 2 is 7 frames. So your 7 frame punish is actually on stand 2 and not on stand 1. But stand 1 is still pretty good because, as you can see, +4 on block. So yeah, stand 1 is already a great stagger. 1-2, also a good string, -6 on block. Full string, you can do this string, 1-2-1. I'll be honest, you don't really use this string a lot because this string does have a gap in it. So if I set Havoc to reversal, what's his punch? Yeah, this, right? You're gonna see the last part. I mean, this part of the string is good. The last part of the string has a gap, but this string on block by itself is -9, right? So that's why I don't really use this string, to be honest, but definitely stand 1 and 1-2 are definitely good staggers. You can also sneak in 1-2-3 in there, which is +1 whenever they're not aware. So definitely a good string to mix in there. It's not a bad string at all, but you're not really going to use 1-2, 1-4, never. Not really going to use 1-2-1 that much. You're typically just using either 1-2 stand 1 stagger or 1-2-3. So definitely not his main string, but stand 1 is a great stagger. Like, it's +1, it's +4. So, you know, obviously every time you land a +4 stagger, you mix it up with a throw or a button after. So yeah, definitely great stand 1 stagger. Now this is his main mid. He has 2 main mids, or he has a low and a mid. So this is one of his main quote-unquote mids. This string is an advancing mid. As you can see, has pretty decent range on it. The full string, so he has 2 versions of the strings. He has forward 1-2, which puts out this clone, but also with this, pretty sure this has a gap in it. Yeah, so this has a gap, but that's fine because the thing about Noob is he has forward 1-3, which is gapless, which is why you know, it's really good. So he has a 14 frame mid that he can advance with, and it goes pretty far. Completely hit confirmable into his main routes. So this is really good, and like I said, it's -7, so completely safe against literally everybody in the game except for Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and Li Mei. But for the most part, it's, you know, it's safe against most characters in the game. And he can do the full string for 131, which is -5, and I'm pretty sure this is gapless as well. So if you just want to end it, there's a mind game on it. It's -5, so you're not punishable. So right away, his advancing mid string, very good. And he also has this. Okay, this is what Embrace Chaos, which I'll go over. Embrace Chaos is the mechanic they showed, where you can, you know, activate the hand. This move right here, and you know all your shadow clones launch. But I'll go over that and what I think about it later on. When it comes to Noob's pokes, okay, let's say I have it go. When it comes to Noob's pokes are actually pretty good. Like, his down one, really decent range on it. Like, if somebody pokes you, the down ones you want in this game, it's either a down one that goes really far, or a down one that you just need to make sure your down one always punishes the opponent. So Noob doesn't have a problem with that. You know, if someone down ones him, you can always punish the down one back. So right off the bat, Noob's down one, really good. Just your typical down one, pretty good. I don't really have any issues with it. His down 3 is really good, actually. As you can see, it's +11 on hit, and on block it goes pretty far, and it's only -10. So you're not gonna be able to reversal down one punish this. So that's why it's really good. His down 4 isn't bad, but it's a bit on the slower side. As you can see, 12 frames. So I definitely have been just using down 1 and down 1 from close range, and down 3 from this range. So down 1, down 3 are definitely his main pokes. Down 4 is, you know, you could throw it out there. Like, it's pretty safe. You know, if you want to keep them away, it's not a bad poke at all. And I'll also mention his sweep, because sweeps count as pokes in a way, right? His sweep is very strong. As you can see, neutral on block. You see the range on it. And Noob sweep, if you've played Noob, you know, has a special property where if he hits it, that does 12%, which is the equivalent of a grab. So yeah, let's just say Noob sweep is very strong. Definitely one of his main footsie tools. So that's why, you know, when you're playing footsies, you have this. You got this, you got sweep, which is really good, and sweep is +15, which gives you meaty. So yeah, sweep definitely adds to his pokes. So his pokes are very good, to be honest. Okay, well, let's see. I mean, we're just gonna go one by one. Let's do stand 2. So this is, I'd say this string is definitely his main. This string is definitely his probably main string, like his BNB string. So 2-1-2. Like I said, stand 2 is 7 frames. It's your jab technically. But stand 1 is also really good because of +4 on block. Stand 2 is technically your punish job. So if somebody does something that's -8 or whatever, anytime you're going for a punish, you technically want to do 2-1-2, which I'll get to. So every time you punish something, it's your main punish is stand 2, unless it's like, you know, -30 or something, which we'll get to, and you'll do 4-4, which is his most damaging string, which we'll get to as well. So 2-1-2. This is a 7 frame jab, 2-1, 3 stagger. As you can see, the stagger is really cheap, because this is why this string is so strong. If I do this full string, look, you got stand 2, 2-1, 2-1-2, hit slow, 2-1, 2-1, -7. Every part of this string is safe. As you can see, look, stagger, stagger, and 2 stagger. And stand 2 is also neutral on block. And the strongest part about this string, if you're wondering, the string is completely gapless, no armor, nothing, and it's completely hit confirmable. So if I hit you, it'll confirm every time. And he also has 2-1-4, which is a launcher. Now this is not really a mix-up, so he has 2-1-2, which is slow, 14 frames. 2-1-4 hits 25 frames, but it is punishable, but it launches. So if you want to go for this, or you want to go for this, you don't really use this too much, to be honest. Most combo routes he does are meterless, so you can do like this, you know, and then call whatever cameo, which we'll get to the cameos, of course. So I don't really use this much, unless it's to like fraud people out who don't really know the matchup. But eventually down the line, people will learn the matchup and know how to fight noobs. So you won't really be using 2-1-4. But yeah, the reason this string is literally his main string is because it's fully hit confirmable. As you can see, the staggers are ridiculous. Like if they're waiting for this part. You know, because they're trying to block this low and over it, right? Fuzzy it. So while they're waiting for that, stagger. See how fast it is? Or you can just stand 2, stagger. Or you can do Like, you can just mix up the string really well. And the fact that it's completely gapless is why that string is so strong. 2-4, another great string. This is neutral on block. The string is very strong in the corner because it gives it meterless routes. It's also strong mid-screen because it's completely gapless. It's neutral on block, which means, you know, after neutral you can poke. You play a Pokemon game. And aside from that, if you just confirm in a Kameo, you get full combos. So 2-4, probably like underrated, one of his best strings, to be honest with you. Now let me get to his down 2, because his down 2, I'll be honest with you right now, this is the best down 2 in the game. Like, if you want a character in this game that doesn't let anyone jump on them, you found your character. Like, the down 2 ducks down, like you see Noob's body, right? Ducks down so like low that you can't even hit him. Like, his down 2 is similar to his MK11 down back 4, like his shadow clone anti-air. Like, you literally cannot jump on Noob in this game, because not only does, like, you'll see how far this might look. Like, this down 2 is ridiculous. And basically with most cameos that, like, cameos I want to cover, most of his cameos let you combo off his down 2. So not only does he have the best anti-air in the game, I feel for sure, you can also combo every time. So in other words, just don't jump on Noob. Like, if you're playing Noob and somebody jumps on you, they're dead. Unless they have like a die pick mix up, right? But like, most times you're doing down 2 full combo every single time. Like, his down 2 is actually the best down 2 in the game, so you can't jump on him. Like, that's just established right off the bat. And this is also really good because, as you know, they buffed the down 2 cancel mechanics. So if somebody does something punishable, for example, or grabs you and you make a hard read, he actually has good optimals off his down 2. So he gets pretty good damage off his down 2 as well. Stand 3, it's actually another good anti-air. So if you're in a range, you can actually just do stand 3 anti-air. There's some cool routes you can do, like that, for example. So his stand 3 actually reminds me of his MK11 stand 3. Like, it has like an anti-air hitbox. Like Raiden, if you guys play Raiden, Raiden's stand 3 is one of his main anti-airs, right? So it's similar to that. So, you know, if you're in that range, you can space them out like that. It's a full combo. The stand 3 definitely a great anti-air as well. Now, okay, let's get to, so let's see what we covered so far. So we covered stand 1, stagger, +4, great. Like I said, you're not really gonna be using 1, 2. Like, you're not really gonna be using his stand 1 string too much. The stand 1 stagger itself is great. 2-1-2 is definitely your main string. 2-1 stagger is amazing. The full string is really good to throw out as well. Fully confirmables is your main string. In addition to that, he has his advancing mid, forward 1, forward 1-3 is fully confirmable, safe on block, -7. Whole thing is gapless. Everything, this whole string is gapless, -5, and also converts into cameos. So if they get hit by the last hit, just put the cameo there, right? So, right off the bat, great strings. Now this is definitely his. I'd say if we're gonna order the strings, 2-1-2 main string. This is his second strongest string, factory 3, which we're gonna talk about, and then forward 1 is advancing mid. So anytime you want to catch someone in neutral, just forward 1, and stand 1 is a great stagger, as well as this 2-1 string. Okay, so back 3. This is why his bonds are really good. Back 3 is a low. As you can see, 12 frame startup. So if I want to check someone, if someone's micro ducking or whatever, I have a 12 frame mid to check them, which means you're not ducking this character on reversal. And this string is fully hit confirmable as well, and there's no gap in it. This is why Noob is, I think, is so strong, because his strings have no gaps in them, like not at all. And I'll get to why he plays like Raiden, in my opinion, shortly after. But this is why his strings are really good. Like, this is a 12 frame low, and you know, lows are technically mids. The 12 frame mid reversal, no gap, and if you do land this on hit, fully confirmable as well. You know, that's a bit different. I'll get to his combo routes, but you know, fully confirmable, no combos. So yeah, his strings are really good, and the full string is -7. So if you just want to keep yourself safe, also mind with that, you know, great string. Now, if you guys are wondering what is this raid in comparison that I'm trying to talk about with Noob, let me just show you. So you guys know, if you played against Raiden, his back 2, his overhead, which will hit you because you're always blocking low, You don't want to get hit by forward 4-3. Now, what we just covered is Noob has a low string, right? Which is fully hit confirmable. Low combo every time. So if you get hit by this, you're... I get the combo. Let me just do this simple, bro. If you get hit by this, you're taking, you know, a pretty good amount of damage. Yeah, so you don't want to get hit by the low. Let's just say that. Basically like Raiden. Now, what complements the slow? Forward 3. This is a 20 frame overhead. Raiden's is 19, so pretty much unreactable. And as you can see, this is plus 47 on hit, which means if you're mid-screen and you hit them point blank with this, if you dash and then jump them, that's a save jump. So let me put Havoc's armor, the new one they gave him. Obviously, Helping Hand is a bit different because that has 4 hits of armor. But they gave Havoc a new armor move, which I think this is the name of it. Let me see. Yeah, okay, so let me put that on. And let me be sure what I'm talking about. So you guys know the whole thing around save jumps. You land this over at point blank mid-screen. Just watch what happens. Oh, there you go. Okay, that's why I wasn't working. I was like, did I not allow this correctly? No, I did. It's just when Havoc's wake up specifically is low profiling this button right here. So if I do this, and then I commit to my mid, good arm break. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm not gonna cut that part of the video because I'm actually, that's good to find out in general. But yeah, like I said, mid screen. If you hit them at this point blank, when I say point blank, you know, I mean in their face, because does have weird ranges. If you hit it from here, you're still plus 47, but you're a bit farther, right? So definitely, if you hit it from here or here, you're gonna get a save jump. And for him to get a save jump mid screen off of unreactable overhead, like imagine if Raiden's back 2 gave him a save jump mid screen every single time. And that's why I think Noob just right off the bat is ridiculous, because you're gonna be getting opened up by this like countless amount of time, just like Raiden's back 2, right? So overhead, and this is 9% too. So look, 3 overheads. You just took 27%. You finally decide to block overhead. Full combo, right? Like, so right off the bat, this character plays exactly like Raiden with extra tools, and his forward 3 is what gives you a save jump mid screen, which is just insane to think about, to be honest. So that's why I just think right off the bat he's insane. He's a really good character. Okay, aside from those, let's get over his last string, which I said 4-4. Now this string is pretty good on block, to be honest. Like, I'm pretty sure this string is also completely gapless, and I'm pretty sure you can't outblock this, right? You can't outblock this, you can't armor this, you can't do anything about this string. So it's a good string to throw out. It has an overhead in there, so you know if they're not aware. Full string is -5, so -5 stagger, -7. Stand for, you know, you're not really using stand for, but this is like your main combo string. So for example, if somebody does something punishable, so I'd say if you unblock a jump in, this is definitely your main punish string, right? Like this is where you're getting most of your damage, as you can see. So 4-4 is your main combo string. This is like not your main, you know, if anything is like punishable over like -12, something like that, 4-4 is definitely the string to go to. So your up block punish, stuff like that. But for the most part, if somebody does something like on the fly, you know, what like reactable punish wise, 2-1-2 is your punish, but 4-4 is definitely your most damaging punish. But yeah, those are strings. And in the corner, let me go over this. 2-4, like I said, way stronger that we went over, the neutral on block. This launches in the corner. 2-1-4 is, like I said, you don't really use this on block, to be honest, the more you play people. But in the corner, it's one of your main combo routes. So you'll do like 2-4, 2-1-4, 4-4. You know, this is when all the strings start matching together. So 4-4-3, into 2-1-4, 2-4-4, and this is, you know, that's where all the combos come together. So 2-4, really, this is really good in the corner and mid screen. 2-1-4 is decent mid screen, but you're mainly gonna be using this in the corner. And 4-4 is like your punish string / corner route. So we'll definitely get to his combos later. Yeah, that's pretty much a breakdown of his normals. Like his normals are, people say his normals aren't the best, but I think his normals are really good. Like as you saw, sweep is neutral on block, reaches pretty far. Down 3 is really good. Down 4 has a lot of range to it. Down 1 is what you can ask for. Or 3 unreactable overhead, that's -5 on block. Gives you a safe jump mid-screen. Best down two in the game, like you're not jumping on this character. Good advancing mid, 12 frame low, like amazing stagger, stand +4 stand 1. Like I don't really know what you can ask for more. If I'm looking for a character with a good string, other than maybe like a 9 frame mid or a real auto shimmy, like I'm not asking for much more off a character when it comes to buttons. Like what you want in this game is you want buttons to catch people mashing, and you want good strings that don't have gaps, and Noob has all that. And he has unreactable overhead, and a low starter, and a broken down too, so let's just say he has all the normals you can ask for. And I think that's pretty much for his air strings. So he has 2 air strings he has that you're going to be using. He has 2-1-4, which is kind of like your combo ender most of the time, or he has jump 1-2-3-4, or 1-2-4-4. It's the same string, it's just whatever you want to input. These are just dependent on combo routes. Most of the time I'm going to be doing 2-3-4 because it does more damage, but 1-2-3-4 just looks cooler. So, but in some combos it does do more damage, which we'll go to. Aside from that, alright, let's just get to his specials. But yeah, those are normals. I hope I was able to cover that section well. I know that probably took longer than expected because I had to I had to mess up the save jump because I didn't know how that worked against Havoc, but you know, we got through it. So let me try to talk about these specials. Ghost Ball is your typical Ghost Ball. This projectile is very strong because it's unblockable technically. So how this works is it's a high though, right? So if I'm Havoc and Noob throws this at me, even if I block it, as you can see, Havoc is glowing green, right? And what you just saw Noob do is why this move is so strong. So if this green thing is on you anytime, Noob can literally explode it anytime he wants to. So if you're caught moving, this hits mid. If you're caught moving anytime, Noob can explode it, get a full combo. So like I said, it is unblockable, quote unquote, but you can duck it. So if Noob does Ghost Ball, I can still duck this, right? But the reason it's cheap is because with some cameos you can jail this. It's just anytime you have the green ball on you, he can explode it. What's also cheap about this move is he can EX Ghost Ball. And what this does is, obviously you see the clone does it instead. And when he does this, actually let me talk about what Noob has as a special feature. I forgot to mention. If Noob doesn't have his clone, so like this is pretty much primarily in the specials. If you use Noob's clone, he doesn't have his clone for his string. So if I do dive kick, for example, and I do 2-1, which is the main string, I can't, like any string that uses clone. So for example this, so if I do, I can't do the last part. So you got to be aware of that when you're playing Noob. Anytime you use one of his clone specials, you don't have your string for like just a very short amount. Depending on the move you do, that's how long it lasts, right? So that's why the Embrace Chaos move I don't really use, because when this is over, this is I'll be honest, I've been playing Noob for like a few days now and I haven't used this one time. Like I probably am just forgetting about it, but what this does, you know, every single clone move becomes a launcher. But the bad thing about this is when it's over, it only lasts like 8 to 10 seconds. When it's over, you basically lose your clone for the whole match. So you don't have 2-1-2, you don't have like any of these strings anymore, you don't have like forward, you know, you don't have your specials to combo anymore. Like you don't really have most of your specials. That's why I don't really use that move. Aside from that though, it's definitely, this move is really good because with this move you can kind of mix, like stand for slide. You do stuff like that. If you just hit them, you can do stuff like that. And this is where he gets kind of crazy combo routes, which we'll get to. But this is definitely a good tool to just throw out, go for a mix-up, or just get some pressure. Definitely one of his stronger specials, I'd say. And aside from that, he has right, that's a, we're not gonna talk about. He has Portal. Portal is your typical portal, you know, it hits low, so if they're not watching their feet, a combo. It's just a combo tool slash base control tool. You can put them here, you know, put it in front of them so they didn't walk in. And while they're waiting for that, start your zoning game. Tackle is really good. This tackle is actually plus 73 on hit, which is insane. It hits mid so they can't duck, and it's probably your main combo tool off of some of the strings. So like this is, you can immediately just combo this, and even the EX version is like your main like your main 1-bar route. So tackle is like your combo starter. Down back 3 is also a combo starter. This is primarily used in the corner. So if you want mirrorless combos, you'll do stuff like this: 2-1-2, bam. This is like your combo route. You know, like his this is like his down back 4 from previous games. You know, where he sends a clone in the air. That's like your new combo route in the corner. Slide is, you know, typical slide. He got this. And like I said, when you don't have clone, it's actually cool that if he doesn't have his clone, he does it by himself. So my game is, if they just got hit by slide, they're like, oh, he doesn't have slide, you just do it yourself. No combo. So that's why that thing is cool. Yeah, he has the slide. The EX slide goes faster, I'm pretty sure. As you can see how fast that goes. He also has specific air dive kicks. So here's the air dive kick right here. He has 3 dive kicks. He has this, you know, typical dive kick. He actually has this. He has a straight dive kick, which is back forward 4. And if you instant air this, it's very strong. As you can see, like, you can duck this, but if I'm playing Havoc and I'm trying to walk in on Noob, like, I'm getting hit and that's sending me full screen. And it's like not really gonna punish this from most ranges. So it's pretty safe, let's just say. Like, this is actually a very good tool. This complements his zoning game in a big way. And while he has that, he also has, you know, instant air dive kick, which I showed earlier. So he has that. He has this. So his clones in the air are definitely very strong. He also has this move, which this could be used like later down the line for some setups. It's an overhead. If you actually get a full combo, but it's punishable, so it depends on the Kameo you're using. There's some cool setups with that. But for his keep away, mostly gonna be using slide, this special, and this special. Along, and then you mix that up obviously with his buttons, you know, his overhead, pulse ball, stuff like that. Yeah, that's pretty much that. And then what else does he have? Alright, this is his main, his wake up. His wake up, if you want to ask me what his weaknesses are based on what I've been playing, his wake up is definitely his biggest weakness, just like Takeda. When I covered him, his wake up is, it's a low. It has a pretty good amount of range, but as you can see, it's a one hitting low. It's minus 18 on block, so very bad wake up. Like, it's really bad. But if you're just using his wake up for a gap, if you're just trying to punish a gap, you know, it's your typical wake up. So, but like, you know, it's just not the best. Don't really get an armor launcher off of it. It's just whatever. And aside from that, yes, teleport. You can react to this zoning. It's not the fastest, but definitely react to it with zoning. It's also one of your main combo tools. And his fatal blow is actually probably the strongest out of the 3 I just released, and probably one of the strongest fatal blows in the game. It's tracking, which means, you know, it just tracks by itself, and it actually hits low, so you can use it on reaction, and it's pretty fast. You see how fast it is. So if I see Havoc using a projectile, react, he's dead. So let's just say his fatal blow is definitely one of the best in the game. Like, it's so strong. Like a tracking low fatal blow, like, that's insane. So yeah, those are specials, and I think that's it for the most part. Let me get to his cameos now, and actually I'll just do them in the menu. So there's 3 cameos that people are using with Noob right now, at least from what I've seen, right? So the one I've been using is Janet Cage, but you can also use Movado. And I'm going to talk about why they're all good. You can use Movado, or the last one that people have been using is Sub-Zero. So let me show you what Janet gets first, and then I'll go to Movado, then I'll go to Sub-Zero. So Janet Cage, the reason I think this cameo is probably his best right now is because the first thing you get throw combos. So after this, after the move where Noob kicks you, after the move where Noob kicks you, right here, you can call Janet, and after this, you can do Shadow Clone, and that is plus 81. So this also gives you a save jump. So you do this, triple Janet, plus 81, save jump. You know, that's also hard to time. The problem with his save jumps, that you will learn in timing the more you play him, but they're not like as simple as like Johnny's nut punch to jump. His save jumps are so plus. Like the forward 3 is plus 47. This is plus 81. So you have to definitely, lab the timings of your save jumps. In the corner they're easier, but mid-screen they're definitely harder. But yeah, 19% throw combo. Obviously, if you want to cash out damage, there's always that route if you want to. So if I do this, EX clone, full combo. So just having a throw combo in this game, as you guys know, is very strong. So right off the bat, there's a throw combo with Janet, which is very strong, leads into a save jump, and yeah. And I also forgot to mention, his throw does have a specific property on it. When he grabs you, the trick to it is when he grabs you, you press the grab again, and he actually does this version of throw where it gives you 1 extra percent, and it gives you Oki. So you do, Noob grabs you right there. When the clone grabs you, sorry. When the clone grabs you, just input grab again, and you get that every time. 12%, and it gives you Oki. So if you don't have Janet, for example, you just grab them normally. You go for this instead. Which, if I get the timing right now, it's pretty easy. There you go. But yeah, most of the time with Janet, you get a throw combo, which is why I think she's very strong. And she just complements him in a great way. Like, you hit slide and call Janet, you're getting a combo off pretty much all his combo routes. Like, she helps him with his combo routes. Yeah, she's very good for combo routes. Like, if you do any of these strings, getting full combo. If you do this string, full combo. Down 2 if they jump at you, full combo. You're pretty much getting a combo off of anything with this character. Like this string, full combo. You guys see what I mean. So yeah, pretty much getting a combo off of anything. She gives him really good routes. Like his main routes that he does, like the most damaging routes, she lets him do those routes because of how much gravity she gives him. So yeah, not only do you get a throw combo, you get pretty much every combo route you can ask for. And in the corner, she gives you some pretty crazy routes, to be honest. If we do stuff like this, and then if I do that right, then I can do that and continue the combo. So she's great for combos, great for, you know, catching people, just landing a hit. She's great for. She also gives him a 40% forward grab. Definitely his best cameo, right? Like, I think it's definitely his best cameo, to be honest, from playing him. But let me show you why people think Movado is also really strong, which I think he's strong as well. But the reason I think Jen is just strong is because she gives you all the combo routes that Movado kind of gives you. And she gives you actually better combo routes than Movado gives you, but along with that, she also gives you a very easy throw combo into a save jump and some pretty crazy corner routes. Movado basically does, you guys know how Movado works. Any move that gets you a hit, he confirms it. So slide, full combo. They get hit by this string, 2-1, 2-1, full combo. Down 2 conversion, they jump at you, Movado, right? So you guys know how Movado works for the most part. Basically gives you conversion off anything. You also do get a throw combo with Movado. It's not as good as Janet, but it's still pretty good in its own way. There's a more optimal route, I'm not sure what it is, but he also gives you mirrorless routes, so you can do stuff like this. No, he definitely gives you routes like that as well. The reason people use Movado is just because he gives you like mirrorless conversion. So anytime you hit stuff like this, you get a full combo. You hit slide, full combo. It's just really stuff like that. Like you hit, it's just a straight hits. People like Movado because the straight hits he gives you. Any straight hit you land, Movado's really good. But that's what I mean. I think Janet does that, but in a way better way because she gives him a better throw combo. Basically gives him conversion off everything as well. Movado is easier, so like this conversion, for example, is not possible with Janet. The more people that you play with Noob, the more people are gonna block that string, which is why I say it's not crazy now Movado, but it's definitely one of his main cameos. I just think Janet is like a better version. The other idea that people are using are Sub-Zero, which I'll show you why Sub is strong. As I showed you this move before, down forward 1, this charges up his Ghost Ball, right? And this gives him some pretty damaging routes. Now you can't do this just off the bat. You can't really do it in a combo. But with Sub-Zero Freeze, you're able to do stuff like this. Do the route I've been doing is do this. So yeah, this is good for combos. Really good for combos, setting up this move specifically. It also gives you anti-zoning as well, obviously with the armor. He also has that new move where he can freeze himself So you have a parry with Noob, so you think this wake up is trash, you also have a better defensive option. You can make this plus as well, obviously. So this game is definitely really good. Meterless confirms. You do stuff like this. For example, you have this on block, you have ice armor to counter zoning, and you also have a parry. So I definitely see the idea around this team. This team could honestly end up being his strongest, but I still haven't played with it too much, but it's definitely one of his top cameos. Right now, like I said, I'm sticking with Janet, so I'm going to show you guys what he gets with Janet. But I'd say those are definitely his top 3 cameos right now that I've seen. But yeah, let me show you why I think Janet is the best, and I guess let me get through the combo routes. So with his combo routes, is definitely based on the cameo you're using. So I'm going to show you the Janet combo routes. The Movado routes, you can... he basically has a similar routes with every cameo except for sub. But it just depends on like the timing of... or like when you do the cameo, right? So with Janet specifically, so when you hit the opponent, you're confirming into 3 things. So you're either confirming into the clone. So off of 2-1-2, your main confirm is always clone. So if you do 2-1-2 in mid screen, every time you hit them with this, you're doing clone. Like you have to do clone. That's your main confirm. If you land back through 3, you actually don't go for clone, because based on how clone hits, it gives you the meterless route, right? So if you do clone from here, I get it. If I do this, it doesn't push them back that far, as you can see. So I don't get the follow-up. It lands right in front of me. So what you do here is you actually do down back 3, this move. And this allows you to do this, dash up 4-4, and get that route. And then, so yeah, so you off 2-1-2, you do this. Off back through 3, you do this. Off forward 1-3, you do clone. So forward 1-3 and 2-1-2, you do clone. Back to 3, you do down back 3. So those are his main combo strings for sure. And after the... so I'll show you the conversion off a clone. So 2-1-2, clone, 2-1. You always want to do teleport. This is what I do with Janet specifically. You teleport. And after you do teleport, you call in Janet. You do 2 hits of Janet. And then the gravity allows you to actually do portal. You do far portal. So you'll do 2-1-2. 2-1 teleport. Janet. Portal. And then after this, I'll do jump 2-3-4. Sweep. And that is 35% mirrorless. No bar. And it ends at plus 15. And with back to 3, you're basically doing the same combo route. So after you land the first initial special, you'll basically repeat that same combo route. So you'll do this, portal. I gotta do it faster. I'll do that. 4-4, portal, jump 2-3-4, 38, and you see how much damage the string does. That's 38%. So that's definitely your meaningless route right there. And same thing with this. You just repeat the sequence off 2-1. Bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. And that's combo right off that. Now, if you want to spend a bar, if you're wondering, what about if I want to spend 1 bar in a combo? Then you confirm into EX tackle. So whether it's whatever string it is. It's back through 3, or forward 1-3, 2-1-2. You'll do this. And then the combo of this, actually, the optimal is you do dash up stand 4, and based on the string you do, it does have different timing. Definitely lab that when you're doing it. But after this EX, you want to do like micro dash stand 4, so you're hitting them. As you can see, it flips you over, right? So you hit them on the arc of their flip over like that. And after you do micro dash stand 4, this is definitely a more complicated combo route. So if you just want to keep it simple, you can. If you want to get a lot of damage, but while keeping it simple, you can definitely go for routes like this. Do that. 1-2-3-4, which we went over earlier. So you do this. Bam, bam, portal. 1-2-3-4. EX teleport. 1-2-3-4, or 2-1-4, 2-3-4, and teleport. And you get like 38. But if you want like the optimal route that I've been doing, definitely do this. Micro dash stand 4, 4-4 teleport, and the same route. 2-3-4, sweep. And that's 43% 1 bar. And the reason sweep is your best ender is because it's plus 15 and you're right in their face. So you can go for your, 4-3 mix up, stuff like that. And yeah, those are the main combo routes in mid screen. Now the corner is where his combo routes get kind of crazy. So yeah, if I'm going for any route, I'm doing 2-4 or 4-4-3, 2-1-2, whatever it is, right? You're doing this 2-1-4. If you want to spend the bar, of course. 4-4, post ball, Janet, explosion, the string, post Janet, post portal, kick again, ender. And that's pretty much 53% in the corner, and that's one bar, and that goes like that's literally landing any hit. So, which is why it's crazy. So you do this 2-1-2 into down back 3, 2-1-4, 4-4 down back 3, same route, explosion. As you can see, you're getting 47 to 53 depending on the starter, but that is the most optimal route that people have found so far for sure. I will add a clip of me doing his optimal corner combo route, like his throw combo, because you could combo his throw in the corner as well. And since you're in the corner, you also get additional conversion, so I'll add a clip of that. I know this was probably a longer guy than the sector, but you know, Noob is definitely, I'd say he's definitely more complicated than sector, so that's why the guide is just longer, because there's more things to cover. But that's why I think he's really good. Like the amount of tools I just showed, I hope you guys see why I think he's good. The fact that he's just, like right off the bat, the fact that he just has an unreactable overhead that you can loop. And the second they decide to block low, like you get this. His mirrorless combo routes do great damage, great neutral. And jump on him, amazing fatal blow, space control. He's just a very good character. Like he's really just very good. That's how I look at him. The only flaw, his biggest flaw, is his armor is really bad. Not say his movement isn't like the craziest, but his movement is still pretty good. Aside from that, that's basically how I think about Noob. I hope you guys enjoyed the guide. I hope I was able to teach you something. And yeah, if you guys have any requests or questions, just let me know. And with that, you guys have a great day. Hope you enjoy the guide once again. Hope I was able to teach you something. And you guys have a great day. Stay safe. Much love as always. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace out, y'all.